Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Las Vegas Grand Prix. It is MRC-X. It is a track that, let's say, it divides opinion. Some people love it, some people hate it. Whether or not you love it or hate it, it is a challenge. It is about the 75th street track that we've now got on the calendar. And it's going to be a very, very interesting race. And for all of you who think, oh, I'm just going to tune in for a quick race, think again. We are racing 100% tonight. So grab your cup of tea, grab your beer, grab your popcorn, your snacks, whatever you need. We're in for a long one tonight. I am joined tonight on co-coms by none other than BitW, Carl Edens. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Not too bad. Ready for the graveyard shift again. Late.
Yes.
Long mud. Thankfully, it's reverse grid for this. So, Martin said chance of rain late on.
Ooh, yes, we love that. I mean, you don't, but we do.
The drivers probably won't, but as you say, the commentators love it.
Oh, it's going to be great.
and especially with it being reverse grid tonight, so the grid's going to be all jumbled up. You're going to have the top of the championship towards the back. You're going to have the bottom of the championship up the front, up at the front. So that
should make some interesting battles.
Especially with the likes of Ant, who's top of the championship at the moment, starting right at the back.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's a tier 3 front row lockout, probably with, I think it's Mohammed and Sambal looking at that front row, because I don't think neither of those have done a race this season.
Let's have a look. I don't want tier 3, I want...
Oh, we've got Mark and Error Voice on pole on the front row for this.
Yes, Sambal has not showed up, so that is why.
Okay, so that's probably
Let's have a look at
that.
tyres, and they're pretty unanimous in what tyres they want to go for. The entire grid has gone for mediums, except for Era Voice and Rassam, who have gone for hards from the start. I mean, it's a long race.
It is a long race. Anything can happen. It's 50 laps. Total race distance miles wise will be 192.599 miles.
Oh my good grief!
So for everyone else, when it comes to the tier races later in the week, obviously 2, 1, 3 and extreme will be 50%.
Yeah.
That'll be 25 laps and a total travel of 96.299 miles.
Yeah. So there you go. We've already got 5 DSQs from the formation lap. So this could be
VLRL, Rassam, Single Track, and Ben. Expect Ben to with his pace that he's showing through Tier 1, which you know personally because you race in that tier.
Oh, I know. He ends up in P20, and you're like, oh, I'm safe. Benny's in P20 2 laps later. Nope, he's right behind me. Never mind.
Martin's saying weird things happening, so...
Oh, might we be a little bit glitched? I say that quietly. Nobody is surprised by an F124 glitch. Grid just stopped on my screen. How bizarre. Well, we'll keep an eye on things. If things seem a little bit odd, then we'll try and make a decision within about 5 or 6 laps, because we don't want to wait a while to restart a 100%.
Especially with it, yeah. I think it's about a 130 something lap round Vegas, so it may be flat out most of it, but it's not that quick of a track.
But here we go. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and we are Any minute now. Any minute now, we're away under the lights of Las Vegas, and it's a very, very good start for Mark Hodgson. Era Voice got bogged down a little bit, so Jules and Mohammed already making moves on him. Single Track doing very well as well, up to 5th. Oh, there's a bit of contact. Era Voice goes round.
Yeah, Era Voice dropping down to 16th on that start.
And Rassam has disconnected.
Hopefully he can get back in as quickly as he can. He's
and Era Voice has got damage.
Yeah, 15th. Biggest jumper at the moment as Collins disconnected as well. We've got a few drivers on 6 positions gained. We've got Ants up 6, Kid up 6, and Sociopath up 6. So
Single Track up to 5th. Gains. That's a big gain as well.
Yeah, 5 up for Single Track from his starting position on this opening lap. Biggest lose, obviously, Era Voice dropping down after whatever happened earlier on in the opening lap.
Slipstream is not that powerful down the long straight, actually. I was expecting more from that, but Jules really didn't gain on Mark Hodgson at all down that straight. Oh, and was that Single Track who missed his braking point? No, I think it was maybe LRL, yeah. Missed his braking point at the end of the DRS straight. Very easy to do. It's so long, you just completely lose focus.
Yeah, and the braking points come at you so quickly, so you have to be vigilant at where your braking reference point is.
Oh, yeah.
You miss it by a small fraction, you're going down the runoff, or even worse, probably into the back of another car.
Yeah, that's more the worry, is that another car hits the braking point and you just yeet them all the way back to wherever. Sociopath tries to send it round the outside of Mohammed Mamdo and gets the move done. What a move.
We were saying about brake points just a moment ago. Mark Hodgson outbroke himself into turn 7 when battling Jules for P1 and had to lift off, so he didn't get any warning for cutting the corner for when he rejoined. So there's the first...
10 seconds from Amudev. I wonder where that corner cut was then.
That could be at the sphere.
Yeah, it could be. As Ant gets past Mohammed now as well. He is making a lot of moves. He wants to get as many points out of this as possible tonight.
Well, with Smith not racing, it allows...
Absolutely. As Kid gets the move on Sociopath down the DRS straight. And now Sociopath has a rampaging and... As Benny gets past Mohammed now. And Saviour's looking like he's not going to want to wait too long to make that move next. He definitely gets a better exit than Mohammed. Pulls alongside and gets the move done.
Lorpe sitting patiently behind the rear wing of LRL at the moment as we go through the sphere section. He'll be waiting for the long flat out section from turn 12 all the way down to 14 to probably make that position up and move up into 4th.
Yeah, absolutely. Loppy's a driver who's really, really learned the key of being a patient F1 driver.
And also, if he gets past LRL, he can work his way towards Single Track, and because those two at the moment are currently 1st and 2nd in Tier 2. Obviously, Mark and Jules and Mark ahead of Single Track are both Tier 1, so they're in like their own little race as well. But obviously, no one wants to not finish on the top step overall here. Everyone's going to want to have that bragging right.
Yeah, absolutely. Particularly on this track, where it's still a relatively new track. I think we've only ever raced it once in this league so far.
Yeah, we've only had the one race here because it was new to F1 in 2023. So it's been a while since we last raced here, and obviously with the difference in handling from 23 to 24, you got to drive it a little bit more differently, so it's like having to relearn it again.
Absolutely.
But I think Mark's had a moment because he's currently behind single track now.
Oh, yeah, he must have had a big moment. I completely missed that. Well done, Carl.
Yeah, he was keeping Jules occupied about between 2 and 3 seconds, but now finds himself 1.3 behind single track, and he's got LRL all over the back of him, and he's going to have DRS off of Mark as well. So Mark's going to be
Mark could potentially lose a couple of places here.
Although Lorpy's closer to LRL than LRL is to Mark. So
yeah, he's already got the move done as he gets to the DRS line.
Yeah, he's
and it's now trying to close down.
Yeah, he's got a good toe from Mark as well, but I think LRL could lose another place. He does. He's lost a place to G-Star as well. He's just gone swooping through.
Very late braking move from G-Star, but he pulled it off. And gets past Sociopath, but still has Benny for company.
Yeah, Ben's swooping round the outside. He's keeping Ant in check, especially in the later stages, because expect those two to be probably the two battling close to the front.
Tell you what, Loppy's straight line speed is absolutely filthy. That is unbelievable, his straight line speed. And he's nearly already caught up to single track. 1.3, 1.1. He could be on single track very easily for the next DRS straight.
He's already on him. He's within a second now. So, yep, you were right. He's going to have DRS going down to 14 if he stays in it.
If Loppy can get past single track and keep this pace up, he could be the person to start closing that gap to Jules a little bit. As Jules is just kind of running his own little racing.
Yeah, we've gone through the detection point, and Lorpy will have it because the detection point is at turn 13.
But is he going to be close enough? I don't think he is this time.
No, not this lap. As I think there's a car gone down the runoff, missed the braking zone. That's LRL.
Oh, that's LRL.
That's gone down the runoff. DRS and the toe, it's so strong.
You need to brake so much earlier than you think at the end of that DRS straight.
I think sometimes it'd be better to brake a bit earlier and probably roll the car into the corner instead of trying to brake as late as you possibly can.
You don't want to brake any later than 130 if you've got DRS and toe.
Lorpy had a little look showed his hand to single track, but the first DRS zone obviously not long enough to do anything.
Tell you what, we've got two pretty hefty DRS trains going on at the moment.
Yeah,
you've got single track all the way down to Benny, and then Saviour all the way down to LRL.
As Ben's got past Ant.
Oh, he has.
And now we'll look to attack
Mr. Hodgson.
Mr. Hodgson, yep.
Gets a very nice exit indeed.
Got a yellow flag at turn 12. That's Sociopath.
Ah, that's unlucky. Oh, as G-Star goes through on Loppy.
And he's
I feel that may have been team orders.
Oh, single track sideways through 14. Yeah. He's lost the place to Lorpy as well.
2 for 1 for single track there, unfortunately.
Yeah. Mark has lost 2 places to Ben and Ant.
He has. But he's sticking right on the back of Ant for the moment, and Ant needs to get the foot down because he's not in the DRS. Oh, never mind. He's back.
Ben's had a moment at turn 2.
Yeah, he's gone round.
The lead that Jules got out front in these early stages because he's had a clear track and no one to worry about. He's got 10.5 seconds to G-Star in second place at the moment.
Never underestimate the power of clean air.
It will always be your friend.
Absolutely. Particularly on this game, following a dirty air can be absolutely disgusting.
Unless you're confident in your following.
Yes, indeed. Also track dependent.
Oh, definitely.
Here we go, we're on the DRS straight again. Saviour's pretty close to Mark. And seems to be carrying a lot more speed. But Mark is fighting back ever so slightly. Oh, he does fight back. They're side by side and Mark takes the inside line.
Still side by side as it goes
Saviour
towards
gets
17.
a much better exit. And Kid's having half a look now as well. As Mark much more confident under braking, but does he get the... Oh, he has a big twitch!
Which is costing the place. Looked like the rear came out under braking or acceleration. Probably acceleration in the corner.
Yeah. It's so easy to just get a massive kick of oversteer on the exit of that corner.
Ant all over the back of single track in the battle for P4.
But single track sticking very nicely to the back of Loppy, so at least he's got the DRS to defend with.
Which is crucial as well for single track with them being both tier 2 drivers.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm very impressed that we've made it 8 laps around Las Vegas and we've not had a single thing that I will not mention.
Still time.
Oh, there's plenty of time.
Oh, we're going to have 3 wide into turn 14, nearly.
Ooh, little bit of contact. But single track does stay ahead of Loppy. And G-Star, who I kind of feel was dragging Loppy along, has thought, oh, he's got so much speed!
Ooh, I'm playing safe.
Single track runs really wide!
And beautifully positioned has took all of them through turn 2 up into second place. Beautiful
you cannot fault that. Very good driving from Ant.
Placed the car where he needed to and snuck on the inside of everybody.
And now single track needs to try and stick with Ant so he has the DRS to defend with. But Ant is looking very, very quick and has already cleared the DRS.
And just to put in another feather in Ant's cap at the moment, he's on a new wheel.
He is, yes. He got a brand new Thrustmaster. Finally so upgrading from the G29, which is just disgusting that he was as quick as he was on a G29.
Yeah, and now he's upgraded, and it's his first proper race with his new wheel, so...
He's doing very, very well.
There's looks like a couple more places further back. We've had Kid and Lorpy gain places.
Yeah, G-Star's falling off a little bit here. Oh, as Mark goes through on G-Star now. Bit of late braking, but oh, G-Star comes back. Does he leave room? He does just leave enough room, but that outside line does seem to be the quicker line out of that corner.
Yeah, I think one thing most people are going to be watching out for at the moment is obviously the rear tyres.
Yeah.
The rear grip round here is can go very, very quickly if you don't watch it.
Well, according to the tyre strategy that popped up as we were doing the formation lap, you're looking...
just jumped to save you in a massive slide out of turn 5, sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, you're looking to stop around lap 23, I think it said.
Yeah, that's
if you want to make the one stop work.
Yeah, as we have Mohammed swapping to the hard tyres on lap 10.
Well, that's very early. It's going to be hard to pull that strategy off. I think single track might have just fallen out of Saviour's DR. Oh, he might have just got it back, actually.
Yeah, I think he was just inside. We have a yellow flag.
He was, yeah.
2 yellow flags because we've got someone gone off at turn 12. I would say that's Rassam looking at the dots, and yes, it was Rassam at turn 12.
Single track and kit having a monumental battle here.
Ben with the fastest lap of 35 dead.
Oh, he's caught right back up to the pack.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago. He was pointing 90 degrees at turn 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Just shows you the pace he's carrying around here.
Oh, Benny's pace is absolutely inhuman. He's the British Ugoni. Oh, I just saw Mark go flying past the camera. He unfortunately missed his braking point.
Yeah, he's gone down the runoff at turn 5. Thankfully, we've got runoffs at key heavy braking points. His social pass got 3 seconds.
I think that's our first... Is it our first time cutting penalty?
We had 10 seconds for somebody, I can't remember who it was. But
Mohammed, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mohammed got 10 seconds. I would say it was at the Sphere.
Which is when he'll served that in his pit stop.
Yeah, because he served that when he changed onto the hard tyres a lap ago. So yeah, it's our first actual track limits penalty of the night.
And through goes single track on Benny, taking the place back. The gaps are starting to appear now.
Yeah, I think most people are as soon as they get into a bit of air to themselves, they're probably just trying to manage the tyres a little bit.
VSC.
Ooh, trying to see if anything's. Can't see anything on the little track map.
I think it was Sociopath. He doesn't have a front wing.
Yes, he's trying a new aero tactic down towards turn 14.
It'll save you some really good time down the straight.
But in the corners, not chance.
So much.
No. Whilst we've got a bit of a breather under the virtual, one thing I am liking about Vegas is the sphere is more animated now, so if you time it just right going through that section of the track, the sphere could even stare at you as you're going through the corner thinking, ooh. Because I had a bit of a running gag in practice on Thursday while I was in a party with Chris.
Yeah.
I came through the turn 7 into turn 8 and the sphere looked at me and I just said to Chris, it just looked at me and it put me off. It startled me.
Oh, we've got a drive-through!
That is so unfortunate. As soon as possible.
I think he may be coming.
He is. That's a no-brainer, really. Get it done and out of the way as soon as possible.
Absolutely, that is so gutting.
Yeah, because you don't want to be carrying one of those too long. You have 3 laps to serve them, and you don't want to. We've had a virtual, but you don't want the full safety car, or even a virtual, because you can't serve it. So you get that served and done out of the way. So he's done that.
Exactly. As Benny goes past Kid Dynamite.
As we have a yellow flag, Sociopath again at turn 12. I think it's Sociopath at turn 12. Yeah, it is. Sociopath at turn 12 again. A lot of people seem to be towards the back, struggling with the braking zone at turn 12, or most of the heavy braking zones, because we've had Mark running down the runoff at turn 5. We've had Sociopath had 2 moments at turn 12. We saw LRL going down the runoff at turn 14. So a lot of drivers misjudging the braking zone, and actually Sociopath missing a good chunk of wing as well on the right hand side.
Oh, not again. That's so unfortunate for him.
So he's straight into the pits again.
Oh, bless him.
That gap to Jules has not really dropped all race. It's been climbing steadily, or it's stabilised out. He's controlling the pace really well out front.
He is. He can just kind of do his own little thing, really. He's not under any pressure.
Yeah, and dropping it down a little bit, but still amazing to know that Ant started right at the back with being a championship leader, and 14 laps in, he now finds himself in second.
Yeah, that's an amazing start for him.
Under 12 seconds back as we have a yellow flag again. I think that's Sociopath again, this time at turn 3.
Oh, it just goes from bad to worse for him, unfortunately.
Well, I don't know if it's confidence in himself or probably setup.
Could well be setup. This is a track where stability in your setup is so vitally important.
Yeah, stability is definitely key when it comes to the Vegas strip circuit, especially with the heavy braking zones.
Exactly that, yeah. And here comes Benny on Kid Dynamite again. I feel this might be a race-long battle. They're just constantly
Saviour
switching.
On Ant into turn 14, so we've had a change for P2.
Yeah, Saviour suddenly closed that gap.
Oh, Saviour had a massive one. Rear end just went and near enough wiped himself and Ant. Luckily, neither of them.
That was a humongous save from Saviour. Well done, sir.
Phenomenal reflexes to catch that. As we have another yellow flag, turn 12 again.
That's what we call a Code Brown moment in our party.
A lot of drivers not enjoying turn 12 so far. We had another yellow flag round there.
It's not a nice corner, to be honest. You've got to get your braking point exactly right, otherwise it just doesn't work.
It's so bumpy as well on the way into turn 12 as well.
Which it wasn't on the last game, so it's very off-putting.
No. There's a lot of points in this track compared to the last game that's incredibly bumpy, and rightfully so as well. It is a street track, so it's meant to be very bumpy.
But it's not entirely helpful when you're trying to drive it.
Oh no, it's disorientating. There's a word for you.
Yes, indeed. And got back past Saviour, but I don't think it's going to last very long. Because Saviour's right behind him on the strip again.
Yeah, these two are probably leapfrogging for many laps as we have a yellow flag again. I don't know. That's saying at turn 2, but...
I think that might have been Hodgson, unfortunately. But he doesn't seem to be carrying any damage. So that's something.
Just probably a bit of a moment.
Yeah.
Just having a look at the YouTube. I'm not going to repeat one word in this comment that Colin's put. He's put, the game is so blank, sometimes with joining was so exited for this one. That's probably having issues.
Having issues joining. I know he was very excited for this race because he was messaging me about it.
Single track's now got 3
Get
seconds,
3
as well,
seconds,
so
yeah.
that's our second one for track limits.
And he's going for the hard tyres now. He's gone early.
Yeah, he's gone on lap 16.
Ooh, G-Star had a moment. Lost a few places because of it.
Yeah, dropped down to P8. Saviour's opened up a little bit of a gap to Ant, as Mark's now got 3 seconds as well.
Oh, this is the point in the race where they're going to start coming in, if they're going to come in. Let's see if Ant is close enough to close this gap on Saviour. It doesn't look like it. 7/10 by the DRS line. Saviour looks like he's found a bit of pace now.
If I'm not mistaken, when we're watching, as Mark's retired, I think that's in the pits.
I think that's in the pits,
yeah. If I'm not mistaken, when we're watching the real-life Vegas Grand Prix early, I think it was only last month, probably.
Yeah.
I think 7/10 was probably the magic number coming out of turn 12.
Yeah.
I think I'm trying to think if that was correct. As Sociopath retired
and that's
as well,
a safety
and we've got
car.
A full safety car. He's
there
gone
we
at
go.
turn 8 by the looks of it. He went
Yeah,
at turn
I
8.
think so. On the front hoof of the pig.
Yes. I still remember the day they announced the layout for this track, and the first thing I instantly thought was an upside down pig, and then
Oh yeah.
it all come flooded, because even the pundit started referring it to as an upside down pig with the
Oh yeah, it is.
you just can't look past it.
No.
I mean,
the entire time I
every time
commented on it last season. Well, I say last season, last game. Whenever I was referring to people where they were on the track, where is this person spun? Oh, it's the front hoof of the pig. I don't know corner numbers. I'm going to refer to it by a pig's anatomy.
Let's hope nobody loses it at the rear end then.
Oh no, his rear end has slipped out at the rear end of the pig. Oh my gosh.
At least this safety car definitely gives everyone a breather. Jules is already heading in to make a stop.
Yeah,
so
I think everyone's going to stop
surprised,
at this point.
Yeah, those that haven't, that are still on the mediums, especially since the start. Yeah, Saviour's in as well, Ant's in, Kid's in, Ben's in. I'm sure LRL will follow as well.
I would imagine
and
so, yeah. And
Loppy.
Loppy. G-Star's a little bit further behind. Single track will get that place. Oh no, actually, G-Star's already on hards. So he's already stopped,
before.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, he stopped the lap before, whereas Single Track stopped the lap before G-Star.
Interestingly, Rassam is on a fresh set of mediums, so he's absolutely committing to the two-stop.
Definitely looks that way. We haven't hit half distance yet, because half distance will be at 25.
Yeah, so I imagine he'll probably take those mediums to...
Oh!
Scottish Ninja stayed out.
And in the YouTube, finally got a new front wing, so he must have been carrying damage for quite a few laps.
Interesting. Well, sir. Are we now going to see your true pace?
That's dropped him down to P5 with that wing change.
And Martin Hill's got one of those SC drive-through pens with no warning. Oh, this game loves handing those out.
Oh, it's like the real life stewards just slapping any old random penalty. Yeah. So at least that's realistic.
Well,
Give EA and Codemasters credit on that. They've made the stewarding system very realistic. Just
they understand the FIA better than the rest of us do.
Oh yeah.
But interestingly, Scottish Ninja hasn't pitted. He's on 12-lap-old mediums. All right, that means he's already pitted once, but I think you'd want to just get in and get some hards on, wouldn't you?
I would say so, yeah, because I think he hasn't used the hards yet, so he's still got the fresh hards to go. I mean,
Yeah. And alright, it might be a late safety car, but you can slap a set of softs
he's
on for
got.
that.
I know he's caught the back of the safety car as it is, and but he had plenty of time to probably pit and stay ahead of Rassam in the process. Although he worked too much because I'm just having a look at the order at the moment on that side. Yeah, Ninja is leading Tier 3, so he's where he wants to be. We've got Jules leading Tier 1, which he has been since lap 1. And leading Tier 2 is Lorpy, so he's where he'd like to be as well.
Yeah.
So there's all the tier leaders so far.
And there's a couple of places between Loppy and single track, so he's still got a little bit of breathing.
Yeah, there's 2 Tier 1 drivers separating first and second in Tier 2, and then there's a Tier 2 separating. Oh, I can just see on the right-hand side of my screen the Sphere having a little look as Jules is making his way through that section. Mesmerised as that little Sphere look. He's like, ooh, cars on track.
Oh, yay! Oh my gosh. Well, this is normally the point where we probably talk about historic facts about the F1 track that we are racing at. However, this is the least historic F1 track that we race at, as it's been raced at a whole 2 times.
Yes, obviously, and because of that, we've only had the 2 races, as you say, 1 race win apiece for both Verstappen and George, which also means a win apiece for Red Bull and Mercedes. Obviously, first year this was raced in 2023. Max Verstappen won that one. Dominant season that year, as we all sadly remember. It wasn't a day to remember for one little Lando Norris, as on the way towards turn 12, he hit a bump which unstabilised the car, and he went sliding on through into the wall on the runoff at turn 12. So not a happy day for him on his first time in Vegas.
However, it was a day to remember for Charles Leclerc, who made a massive move on Sergio Perez on the final lap.
Yeah, and that was for second place as well, so splits up the Red Bulls.
Indeed. Kyle Burnett says there was racing in Vegas before Fittipaldi was crowned champion at the old track. Yes, but we're on about this track, not the old Vegas track. We could go on about the old Vegas track, but we'll possibly save that for a future safety car.
Yeah, we can't really spout too many facts out, because this is one of 5 races we've got here.
Yeah.
And if we put too many facts in one stream, I know this is 100%, so we need to fill it as much as we can, but we've got to try and save things for
other commentators.
The other commentators.
Because they'll be very annoyed if they get to their race and they're like, oh, you've nicked all the facts by the end of X. Then we'll be very annoyed.
Yeah, mind you, that they can then probably pick and choose what they want to throw in as well. So any of the commentators' pairings that Mark throws out at some point, you're welcome.
Yeah, indeed. We've left plenty of facts for you. I just wanted to nick the Charles Leclerc one because he's my boy. He's my favourite driver.
You Ferrari fanboy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
next year is once again not going to be our season, but we're consistently P2, P3.
Yeah, I'm probably going to annoy you a little bit here. Obviously, I was a Ferrari fan when Michael was there. Left after he retired, and then went back to Ferrari when Vettel went to Ferrari, because I followed him from Red Bull.
Yeah.
And then I've left Ferrari again after Vettel left.
Disgraceful behaviour. There are no other teams that aren't Ferrari.
Although,
You should know this, Carl.
Think of all the fans that are going to be buying red next year because
There's
of
going to
one
be no
driver.
merch left because all the Hamilton fans suddenly love Ferrari. Oh, I think we're going. Sorry, I'm done abusing Hamilton now. Here we go. And it's a very good start for Jules.
Speeding under yellow flag for, I think it was Mohammed.
It was, yeah.
Jules
and 10 seconds for Scotch Ninja as well. Oh, this is chaos for the restart.
Yeah, he's
and he got 10 seconds in the pit lane as well.
And he's retired as well in the pits.
On we move. Benny's not had a great restart, so Ant's in a pretty good position if Benny doesn't close that gap.
Yeah, Saviour keeping Jules in close quarters in this. I
don't think Jules is going to have such an easy time this stint.
No, because he had Mark in the early stages who had a moment which gave Jules all the free air in the world to himself, but he's going to come under a lot of pressure from Saviour. That's no disrespect to Mark in any way.
But you're not Saviour, man. Right? We love you, but you're not.
Although they're going to have to wait till lap 22 to have DRS, but Saviour doing a bit of flashing on the way down towards turn 14, so he's probably saving a little bit on the straight. Kid Dynamite getting close to the diffuser.
Yeah, you don't want to use it all too soon.
Yeah, he's probably trying to save as much as he can, especially for the run down to 14.
Absolutely. And there's the DRS being enabled.
With Ninja retiring the pits, all Mohammed has got to do is pretty much finish to guarantee himself 25 points for the Tier 3 racers.
Absolutely. This has worked out a dream for Ant because obviously, no disrespect to the Tier 3 drivers, they're great at what they do, but there's fewer of them. So it's easier to score big points, and Ant wants to be scoring as many big points as he can while the Tier 3 drivers that are high up in the standings aren't there.
Yeah, because obviously we didn't have Smith join us, so we started with 16. We had 2 Tier 2 drivers, 2 Tier 3 drivers, 5 Tier 2 drivers, and 9 Tier 1 drivers.
There you go. You can see which tier is the most competitive in X. And here comes Saviour, 4.5 tenths behind Jules. Will this be the lap?
Kid's quite close as well, so
Kid's very close.
A good double toe, yeah. He's closer to Saviour as Saviour is to Jules, but he's wheeling Jules in towards turn 14 now. Not quite there to make the move though. Jules looks very skittish
from Saviour.
That's another great save as G-Star gets 3.
Oh my gosh, it looks like they could end up 3 wide down this straight. No, they're staying well, I say they're staying sensible. Benny has half a look, but doesn't go for it against Kid there.
Kid trying to hold it on the inside of Saviour, but not quite. But Ben's on the inside of turn 3 into 4, but not quite able to do it on Kid neither. But whilst these are scrapping, the 4 of them, it's giving Jules that little bit of breathing space.
Yeah.
Yes, he's not opening the gap, but he's not having to worry about it because Saviour's having to watch his rear mirror for us.
Yeah,
Ben trying to have a look through the sphere section.
He's still hanging in there.
Not really an overtaking point through there, but
he tried to make it work, but didn't quite have the traction.
Yeah, and Ant's going to be smelling blood.
Ant will just be sitting there going, yeah, you guys fight. I'll sit here for a little while. I've got plenty of time.
From all the races that I've watched, whether I've been commentating on X, Extreme, or the odd occasion Tier 1, Ant has to be one of the most patient drivers you will ever see. He will just sit there and let everyone else either make a mistake, because Ben's got 3 seconds.
That could be huge, him getting that 3 seconds.
He's also dropped, we've got a yellow flag, that's turn 14. I think
LRL by the looks of it.
That is the LRL's at a moment. That's actually at turn 16, I apologise.
One of the turns.
Yeah.
Glad you know them better than me.
The big... Well, I've got a hand-drawn track map at the side of me.
There you go. I will continue to refer to it from the anatomy of a pig.
I knew my art skills would come in handy at some point.
Oh, my art skills are terrible. I couldn't even draw a pig the right way up, let alone upside down.
Well, all you need to do is look at a picture of the Vegas Strip circuit, and you've learned how to draw a pig upside down, as we all know.
No, because I'd try and copy and it would somehow end up looking like a donkey. I can't explain it. That's just how my art skills work, I'm afraid. As Ant has a massive twitch.
Yeah, he had a moment whilst the likes of Ben and Kid were fighting.
Although Ben's
going very slowly. Yeah, he's allowed Ant through, which is surprising.
Confusing.
There's no damage on Ben's car. But it was...
Very
like he had a
confusing.
mechanical problem, but not, because he just...
started going again.
Very
confusing. I don't know. Saviour got past George. First place.
We have a new race leader.
We do, for the first time in 25 laps. Jules is not leading the race.
And Ben and Ant have swapped places again on the way down to turn 5.
Yeah, I'm still confused about what happened there, but we move.
Mind you, they are teammates in Tier 1, so they're probably getting a bit of early practice in. They're both in the Aston Martin in Tier 1.
Possible.
Don't impress Ant.
That's about as far as my French goes, don't worry.
With an attempt at the French accent.
Oui, oui. Well, there's Jules. I imagine he might be about to take the lead back from Kid.
Yeah, he's going to be lining Kid up on the way down to turn 14. Mind you, Ben's lining Saviour up as well in the back of the shot as well. Oh, bit of wheel banging though, mind you.
Yeah.
I think Saviour's managed to hold on to the position. Yes, he has.
Yeah, he's come out ahead at the moment, but wants to get his foot down because he's teetering on the edge of getting DRS.
Yeah. And one thing you do have to watch with Vegas here, especially, yes, there's the heavy braking zones, but you still got to watch that ERS level.
Yeah. The ERS is very thirsty around here.
And the heavy braking zones are few and far between, so...
not much time to recharge, really.
No, so you have to be very careful on where to use it.
That's why you stick your engine braking at 100, because it recharges it much faster.
But apart from this front 5, there's not an awful lot going on, because we've got the train down from G-Star, Lorpy and single track from 6th, 7th and 8th.
Mohammed on the back of your voice.
Yeah, apart from that, it's very spread out. We've got Mudev over a minute behind in 13th. He's over a minute and 30 behind LRL, so...
not quite last,
spread out.
Which I don't know what time laps we're doing. I want that fastest lap. We're still on about 134, 35s. 34 dead from Benny. There you go.
0, yep. So lap times come down a little bit.
As Benny tries to send it up the inside of Saviour. They're still side by side. Saviour got a marginally better exit.
But Ben will have the inside for 5, and it's you don't realise how tight it is through that corner.
You took the words right out of my mouth. They're still side by side, mind.
Oh!
Benny a bit braver on the brakes, but causing quite a bit of oversteer.
He almost lost his rear end as well, going through for the braking zone for 7.
Saviour not fighting this one too hard, because he knows there's DRS zone coming up.
Yeah, he'll... Oh, Ben's gone way off. He's gone down the runoff at 12.
And that's opened the door for Ant now. Because Saviour won't have DRS, so through goes Ant. Up into P3.
And I'm just having a look at something else as well, but I'm not going to say it on streaming, because we don't want to give certain bits of information away for other drivers.
Absolutely not.
Saviour is struggling with definitely one key thing at the moment, and that's all I'm going to say.
You are correct, sir. And Ant has very nearly closed that gap for DRS on Jules. And as I say that, he has closed the gap.
Yeah,
but I don't know if he did it in time. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got it to about 7/10, but Jules got DRS off of Kidd.
And now here we go. The battle is on. Ant wants to get past for definite and get as many points as he can.
Just having a little bit further down. Despite carrying the penalties, single track now leads tier 2, but he is carrying some penalties compared to Lorpy, so it's still anyone's to play for in tier 2.
Yeah, absolutely.
With single track Lorpy and Rassam not too far behind on the medium
both
tyres,
Lorpy and Rassam will take advantage in this situation from single track's penalty.
Yeah. So all to play for in tier 2 still. And obviously with the sole remaining tier 3 driver in Mohammed, all he's got to do is make it to the checkered flag.
Yeah, just keep it out of the wall. Which on this track is easier said than done, to be fair.
Which we've seen many times, because we've seen many drivers going down runoffs.
Yeah, exactly. At the moment, Ant's not looking like he's going to be getting much of a chance, because Kidd and Jules are switching back and forth at the front, but Ant's just too far back.
Yeah, and that's the problem when you're in the middle of a DRS train compared to probably at the back, where you can pace yourself a little bit better at the back of a DRS train. I mean, yes, you want to try and... Ooh, I think a lot of lock up there by a few of them.
Yeah. Ant had a big lock up, so I wonder whether Jules might have broke a little bit early accidentally. Which again, in that corner is easy to do because the braking ports are so hard to see. Unfortunately for Ant, he does get a better exit, but... has he fallen out? I'm not sure he has. I think he might still get the DRS.
Jules was just inside a DRS.
Yeah.
Only just.
But Ant is coming.
Ooh, bit of a lock up.
Had half a look. Single track doesn't make the move either. Well, we're well over halfway now.
Yeah, 20 laps left plus the final lap.
We told you it was going to be a long one, ladies and gentlemen. Was Ant is right on the back of Jules this time. I don't think he's going to go for a move here. No. Keeping it sensible.
Well, he's in a bit of a sandwich. He's got Saviour wanting to attack him, and he's got Jules ahead of him who's trying to attack Kid, but Kid's doing everything he needs to do to keep Jules behind, especially with the long run to 14. Oh, Jules getting very close to the wall through turn 10 and 11.
You want to be careful on that one, because some of these walls on this track count as an invalidation. Ergo a warning. I think Jules might get Kid this time. Oh, Ant is going to have a look as well.
I think Ant did have a little look, but...
He did, but if you get yourself over that curb, it's just not going to work.
Yeah, you just bounce in your car, and...
Yeah.
Lorpy and Singletrap having a scrap, as Singletrap's got another 3 seconds. I think that was while he was scrapping with Lorpy.
I think it might have been.
Track. I think G-Star picked one up as well at the same point,
he did,
just ahead. This is definitely going to hurt Singletrap towards the latter stages, especially with 2 of his tier challengers tucked up behind him.
Yeah. The only one at the moment he's not going to lose out to is Hero Voice.
Yeah, down in P11, carrying penalties himself.
Yeah. Saviour looks like he's suddenly found a bit more pace as well, and got a much better exit than Ant onto the DRS straight. I don't think we'll be close enough to do anything this lap.
Lorpy's going to be lining up a move for the lead in Tier 2 on single track. Tuck's back in though to get a bit of a tow because he wasn't quite alongside, but I think Rassam's going to follow him through as well.
He is, yeah. And stays ahead.
So single track losing 2 places because of the DRS being at the front of the DRS train there.
It's a difficult one.
It's about as bad as Baku as...
Yeah.
I think Rassam trying to have a look on the inside of 2 into 3, but Lorpy will hold it through 3 and 4.
It's a difficult corner to make a move around the outside there.
Yeah, it's
a single track goes again.
Late apex as well.
Gets one of his positions back.
Yeah, he's up to P8 back ahead of Rassam. That's the lap car behind them, so not much of a headache for those 3.
No, exactly.
The lap car would be Mudev in 13th.
Oh, Saviour's coming.
Oh yeah, he's made the move on Ant for P3, but they're both still there.
One holds it round the outside. Oh, bit of contact.
And really up close to the wall, trying to give each other as much space as they can to be as fair as possible. I do think the wider line through turn 17 looks a little bit better because on the inside it's way more bumpier through the inside of 17 where the race line tends to go. So maybe if you're going to try and overtake at 17, maybe try it round the outside where it's less bumpy.
I think probably, yeah.
Food for thought.
But that little battle is her aunt now, as he's 1.6 away from Jules.
Yeah, who's really handing the pressure on Kid, who's controlling it very well out front.
Kid's a man who, again, he's got a very good head on his shoulders. He's very patient. He doesn't lose his cool very easily.
And as we know, when Kid's on a good day, he has a phenomenal race.
Oh yeah.
As he went defensive actually on Jules just then, a little weave to the
He did,
right
yeah,
side,
but not much he's going to do to defend that one, unfortunately.
No, Jules will be sweeping through.
And Saviour gets 14. Through on Ant.
So they're trading places again. What Saviour and Ant need to do, and what I think Ant will want Saviour to do, is to work with him so they can close that gap back up to Jules and Kid.
But you kind of want to be the one in front as you close that gap.
Oh, Single Track's made 2 positions on... I think Lorpy and Rassam have had a bit of a moment, because Lorpy's lost out to LRL as well, and Rassam is down to P10, and he's... Sam have had a moment. But that swung the pendulum back in
Single Track's
favour, because Rassam's had to pit for repairs, so he's retired as well.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Although Lorpy's still within the penalty range of Single Track, but it just shows you how easily a race can swing from one driver to another.
Yeah, absolutely. As Saviour gets back into the DRS of Kid, and at the perfect moment as they get to the DRS straight. Oh no, he didn't get DRS.
He must have closed it under braking, but then on the acceleration, the gap opened up again.
Yeah. Yes,
but
indeed.
Kid leads again.
Yeah, there's not a lot else going on, really.
Ants took Saviour, though, on the inside of turn 17.
I stand corrected. There are still things going on.
And we've got, I think I can see rain as well, because I think Martin did mention that we'll have a bit of rain towards the end.
It's raining! Oh, I love this game sometimes.
Yeah, we can see the droplets forming, so it's going to be a question of who's going to be bravest to stay out and how quickly does this track get damp.
Right, people in the Discord are going to hate me.
Oh, G-Star's already gone on to Inters.
I think
so G-Star's already made the gamble.
We'll see how it plays out.
Early. Error Voice is in as well.
Yeah, this Discord is going to hate me because every single race I've commented on this season, every single one has started dry and gone wet.
Error Voice also going for Inters. He's rolled the dice early.
I'm going to say it's too early yet. Way too early. There's no spray yet. I wouldn't hit this early.
Yeah, it does look to be the case at the moment. It's just hope they don't overheat those intermediates. That's the issue.
Well, that's the worry, yeah.
Lap 36.
I'm keeping an eye on that G-Star gap, and it's sort of just not doing very much. Yeah, when you get to the corners, it's not doing so well.
Oh, Ben's gone to Inters.
Too early.
LRL's in as well. Lorpy's heading in as well, so I think they're reacting to it.
Too early.
Single Track's heading in as well. LRL's gone Inters. Lorpy's gone Inters as well.
Unless it feels a lot wetter than it looks.
Could be. We're not in the car, they are, so they know more than we do. As single track also going to intermediates, and a new front wing as well for single track.
Oh, that's gutting for single track.
As Ben has gone down the runoff at turn 5.
Oh.
He's got going again now. So big calls from those in the midfield.
Yeah, indeed.
As we have a yellow flag, that was down towards turn 14.
I still have a feeling it's a touch early for Inters yet.
I think the gap that will be most crucial to look at will probably be that gap between Saviour and Ben to see what it can do. It's currently at 26.3. Jules and Ant are in.
DRS disabled. There's the key that you are looking for. And Kid, who gambled on staying out, this could be a very painful lap for Kid.
Yeah, as Ben is not even at turn 17 yet, so he's going to be staying put in P5.
Excuse me, Ryan, there was no need for that abuse in the YouTube chat. Absolutely, no.
Yeah, we know Barber likes to stir the pot a bit.
A bit.
A lot.
There we go.
Better?
There we go.
Just watching Kid as is going through turns 10 and 11, just to see how that car feels. It's 16 point. Yeah, it's coming down ever so coming down slightly.
It's
Jules.
coming down quite significantly whenever there's a corner.
Yeah, definitely in the corner, but not so much in the straights. And Kid was struggling for traction out of 12, so he's going to be diving into the pits, I would say, at the end of this lap, no questions
I think he's
asked.
going to come out behind Saviour, realistically.
Yeah, he should still be ahead of Ben, as always. He's having to go very, very gingerly through 14, 15 and 16. He's having to tiptoe
Do not
through
touch
there.
the throttle. And in he goes. Let's see.
He was caressing that throttle at that point, just making sure he did not lose that rear. He's even taking it cautiously into the pits, which I don't blame him. So Jules will take the lead with that.
Now, can Ant close that gap to Jules is the question. He's going to lose out to Benny as well, possibly.
Yeah, he is. He had to take it so cautiously on that he's coming out ahead behind Ben. Comfortably ahead of G-Star though, but
yeah,
that's a big loss for Kid, and obviously he's going to have to try and get those Inters switched on as quickly as possible now as well, whereas everyone else have probably got theirs switched on.
And Jules looks like he's struggling a little bit, whereas Ant, being Ant, looks like he's just fine.
Oh, Ant is someone you definitely don't want behind you in these conditions.
Ant's like
Saviour as well. Saviour as well's not one you don't really want in these conditions, but you definitely don't want Ant stuck up behind your rear wing in these conditions.
Retired. Oh, he's in the pits.
In the pits.
Disgraceful.
It's going to be interesting though now to see what the overtakes are like down to 14 with no DRS, because all they've got is the ERS batteries are at
well, let's
use,
see what Ant's going to do. The slipstream is coming to life. Not quite enough.
Not as strong as it would be. Keeps Jules safe though.
Can Ant get a better exit? Marginally, but not enough. As Jules goes, kindly get out of my slipstream.
Saviour had a bit of a moment out of 16, so he lost a little bit of a time to Ant just ahead. But so far, Jules soaking up the pressure from Ant very, very well.
He is, yeah. And this is really the only battling going on track now.
Yeah. When it rains, the track, the drivers tend to spread out quite a lot because it can really flip things on its head, because you got those that are very comfortable in dry conditions, but as soon as a little bit of rain comes and dampens the track,
that's me.
You got
Hello.
those. Yeah.
It rains and I go, oh no, I don't like this.
I will say, wet conditions definitely favour the more patient. The more patient drivers tend to do better in the wet because they're a lot softer on the throttle. And although I think Jules has opened up on Ant this lap, so he's really pushing on to try and put Ant under more pressure from Saviour. So not the best of laps this time for Ant compared to Jules and Saviour.
Yeah, no, the wet is not for me. I'm generally very patient, but in the wet I just get on. I'm like, will you just let me put the throttle down? And inevitably I end up spinning.
Yeah, I can work with intermediate conditions, but put me in full wet conditions.
Oh, no. No one likes full wet conditions. If you say you like full wet conditions, well, you're either lying or you're just weird.
How often do we actually race in full wet conditions?
Tier 1 had a full wet quali this season, I believe.
No, but it's very, very rare. A lot of the time it's in intermediates, and
yeah.
But I know you like it, Barber. Pipe down.
You're lying, Barber. I was in a party with you in Brazil. You are lying.
Bless him. He thinks he's Senna in the wet. Bless him.
Higher gear and lower the diff. Well, I mean, that's like steps 1 and 2. Then, you know, step 3 and 4 are not hit a wall and finish the race. So, you know. That's the bit I struggle with.
But these wet conditions have definitely nullified that run to 14, because it's made it a lot more difficult to overtake. And by the looks of it, get rid of DRS here, and like every other track, you can't overtake.
No. Although Saviour looks like he's going to have a good go.
He's going to put me wrong here.
I'm not sure. Is he going to be super brave on braking? No, he's going to stay behind
a little
for the
look,
moment.
but not. Thought better of it.
Depends on the track, TBH. Monaco is better in the wet over Brazil. Monaco is better in no way, shape or form than any track on this calendar. Ever. I say that. I don't mind Monaco, actually. It's better than Miami.
I'd say Monaco's better than Vegas.
No, that's not fair. I like Vegas. I hated it at first, but I've come to love this track.
I say get rid of all street tracks, me.
No. Street tracks have their place at F1. My issue with street tracks is that they're getting to be too many.
Yeah, they're becoming too common now.
Particularly now that they're switching Barcelona for Madrid. There's just no need.
Yeah, I think there was a little bit of contact between Saviour and Ant, but no harm done. 9 laps plus 1 to go. We're on lap 41 of 50.
So 10 laps.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You can math, Simon. Well done.
Yay! I can do 9 plus 1. Look at me go.
Just having a look further down.
I don't think there's much
happening. Lorpe looking very comfortable for the Tier 2 win. He's got single track 18 seconds behind him, but with single tracks penalties, Lorpe's pretty much slam dunk. Heading for 25 points for Tier 2. All he's got to do is make it to the checker flag without hitting any of those things on the outer side of the track.
Yeah, indeed.
and it's still anyone's in tier 1. Mohammed doing what he needs to do, making sure he gets to the flag to get the 25 in tier 3.
Don't need to push particularly hard, just keep driving around.
No, so the only one that's really anyone's game at the moment is tier 1 with Jules, Ant and Saviour all within each other's...
Benny has closed that gap down a bit.
Yeah, with those three scrapping, and with Ben in clean air, that gap's coming down by reasonable chunks.
Yeah.
But he is carrying penalties though, which ain't going to help his be in his favour.
Thing is, Saviour looks pretty quick. And as Jules runs super wide, this could be Ant's moment.
There's no damage on Jules' car, but he is under real pressure now. Saviour's looking to take both of them.
Outside.
He has, he's took both of them.
Closes that gap beautifully so Ant can't make a move.
But
Jules is fighting back. Ant just sticks his nose up the inside of Saviour. Saviour was a huge kick.
Ant having to watch it as well.
But he does ultimately lose the place.
That's really helped Jules again, and it's brought Ben a bit closer. So we could be having a four-way scrap at this time, yeah. Saviour going for a spectacular, but almost pulled it off.
He did very, very well there.
Saviour going full Las Vegas drag strip on the way down to 14.
Oh, yeah. Now, can he close that gap back down to Jules and try to do the same thing again?
Rain's looking quite heavy and quite consistent still.
We're definitely not getting to the point of full wets, but...
No, but the track is
getting rather damp.
Question is, with how the wet tyres work in real life, I know this is a video game, but do you risk going on to the full wets at any point, or do you stick and brave it out on the intermediates like they would do in real life?
At this point, I'd probably brave it out. To be honest, I don't see full wets bring you back. As Ant goes back through on Saviour, maybe. Saviour's got the inside line. He had a look, but didn't get done. I know, as I was saying, a pit stop's going to cost you, what, about 20 seconds here? I don't see you pulling back a full 20 seconds on full wets.
Sweeping down the inside of 17.
Yeah, and Benny had half a look as well.
Contact though between Saviour and Ant.
And Saviour goes off track as well.
This is helping Jules massively. He's got 2.4 seconds now. He's in clean air. He can just manage it now.
Jules has had kind of the race of dreams for a lot of today.
He has. Most of it's fell in his lap.
Honestly. Now, Ant has a lot of work to do if he wants to pull those points back.
Barbara in the YouTube chat, Ben took 6 seconds out of the front 3 and 4 laps. That man's an alien. You're
not wrong. As I've said, I've seen on my screen before Benny about 10 seconds behind, and I go, I'm fine. And then, like, a lap later, I'm like, he's right on my tail. Never mind.
Yeah, you labelled him the British Hugh Joni, if I'm not mistaken, earlier on.
He is the British Hugh Joni. Sorry to disappoint you, Chris, but...
Yeah. Ben's got that tagline now.
Oh, yeah.
He's also pulling the gap down to Jules as well. It was 2 something seconds. It's now down to 1.5. And he's dragging Saviour and Ant with him, so...
And he's only got a 3-second penalty. If he can keep closing that gap and get into clean air, Could Benny pull out the 3 seconds he needs to take the win yet?
He's got 6 laps to do it.
Anything's possible. Because he is
Especially in
taking
these
absolute
conditions.
heaps out of Jules at this point.
He's
Already
got the
down
worst
to 0.8.
He's got the Saviour almost in the wall on the exit of 4. Ben's Inter's 1 lap older than the Jules, Saviour and Ant. He pitted a lap earlier than those 3. But he's definitely got way more confidence.
Oh, yeah.
Out the 4 of them. Because he's dropped Saviour by 1.7.
My gosh, this man is so quick.
And Ben's just casually pushing on. We have a yellow flag. It is. Lorpy round at 2. He's missing an end plate as well.
This could be the golden moment Single Track was looking for.
Again, Tier 2 swings again. It swung in Lorpy's favour, then it swung back to Single Track.
Absolutely.
Then it swung back to Lorpy, and now it swung back to Single Track again. It's forever swinging from one to another.
As Benny has closed that gap right down to Jules now. Now he's just got to find a way past.
Catching's one thing, overtaking's another.
Yeah, exactly. Mind you, he's practically pushing Jules around the track now. If he can get a good exit, could this be his moment?
And he's probably using the toe as well that Jules is giving him to open the gap to Saviour, because it's 2.1 currently now, so another second and he's golden. Had a little look.
This is a masterclass on how to follow directly behind someone and not let the dirty air affect you.
Yeah, with how close he is, though, he's going to be getting a lot of dirty air off of Jules because he's under the rear wing and diffuser.
But he's just handling it absolutely beautifully.
And Jules soaking up the pressure ever so well, so fair credit to Jules on that.
But this could be Benny's moment. Only under 3/10 behind with toe, possibly a little squirt of ERS. And this could be his moment. Here he comes.
Pulls to the right hand side.
Oh, who's going to be braver under braking?
Both of them not giving an inch, but I think Ben's going to have it, though. He does.
He gets the outside line and he's through. Now he's got to find 3 seconds in, 4 laps.
In these conditions, I don't think it's going to be doable.
It's going to be difficult, but Benny has proved that his pace is ridiculous.
But the problem is he's got no cars in front of him, so he's punching a hole for the likes of Jules behind him. So
yeah.
He's the one creating the pocket now.
He's got to do all his gaining in the corners.
And
with
you
know what? He certainly does.
Holder, yeah. He's got lap holder in. He's got 1 lap older intermediate tyres. But he's making it work.
He's nearly got 1 second. He has got 1 second. Well, nearly.
Jules has pulled him back in on acceleration because those tyres are a little bit fresher.
There's a second. Is he going to keep it? Yeah, it's just about a second now.
Single Track's took Lorpy because Lorpy's trying to stay out with the damage. So Single Track's through to P8.
But has to find 6 seconds on Loppy.
Yeah, Lorpy just trying to make it to the end. He knows Single track's got 6 seconds. He's missing an end plate on the left-hand side of his car, so it's going to affect him in only certain corners. But
this is an anti-clockwise track, though, so there are a lot of left-handers.
Yeah, so single track's got to try and get his foot down now in these closing laps to try and get that 6 seconds. It's already at 1.6, 1.5. He's going to be gaining quite a bit in the corners, not so much in the straights, but most of it in the corners.
And Benny's already got the gap up to 1.8, 1.7. So it's going to be tight, but he's not far off actually pulling this off somehow.
Tier 1 and Tier 2 is going to be decided with track limit penalties at this point. Lorpy's down to is behind 2 seconds now.
As is Jules nearly, he's at 1.9.
So we've got 2 crucial situations for both wins in 1 and 2.
As Ant's fallen off the back of Saviour as well. Is Saviour going to make the move on Jules? No, I think he's going to be way too far back. Looked like it for half a second that he might close that gap, but not this lap.
Fair play to Mohammed, still plucking away.
Yeah, he's still going
on track, but that's all he needs to do to get the 25 points in Tier 3.
Exactly.
Still hovering around the 2 second mark between Lorpy and single track.
He's making progress, but not quite quick enough.
Still got to find another 4 seconds to single track in these last 2 laps. Where Ben's only got to find the 1. But even that's proving a bit difficult.
Well, he's got it up to 2.3. It's this middle section of the track that Benny's really opening the gap.
Yeah, and even with the damage, Lorpy's managing to hold on to single track for round about the 2 second mark.
Fair play to Lorpy, he's having a good race.
I don't blame him staying out, because if he pitted he would have given the win to single track, so he's doing the right thing staying out and trying to nullify the time as possible. It's 2.6 coming onto this final lap. Well, not final lap, we've still got 1 to go.
It'll be starting shortly as Benny's got the gap to 2.4. It is going to be so tight to see if he can open up that gap to the 3 seconds.
Well, it's nearly 3 seconds between single track and Lorpy, so single track powering on still.
But he's got to find 3 seconds in 1 lap. I don't think we're going to see much movement from 2, 3 and 4 at this point. Neither of them... Well, I say that. Ant is suddenly pushing Saviour quite hard, and Saviour has a big twitch. As Benny opens up the gap to Jules, it is now 3 seconds.
And they're on the last lap.
Ant will be so desperate to try and make a move this lap. Oh, Jules is sliding all over the place now. Oh, so is Saviour. The only person who still looks relatively comfortable on their tyres is Ant.
He's probably been saving a little bit for this final lap. But as you say, Ben in that middle sector, he really does open the gap, because he does, by 2 tenths. It's closed back down by a tenth, but he really does open it up in that middle sector. G-Star
3
with 3
seconds to
seconds.
G-Star, yeah.
Ben entering turn 16, and he's going to be on the flat out run to 17. And he will have the gap in advance, so Ben will take the
done
win.
it! What a win from Benny! My gosh!
And he wins it by half a second. He got 5/10
Oh my
over him.
gosh. That is a huge last stint from Ben. This kid comes across in P5.
Saviour held on to P3 by 73 thousandths.
Saviour likes a close
almost
finish,
had
to be
him.
fair.
Oh yeah, he always tends to be on the beneficiary side of it.
Oh, yes, he does.
It's still looking to be heading Lorpy's way in Tier 2. Single track only 3.9 up the road.
Barring an act of God, I think Loppy's done it.
It's up to 4 seconds now. But it's not going to be enough.
As G-Star comes across in P7. Single track coming through the final few corners now. A valiant effort to try and open up that gap by single track, but not quite enough.
But it's just as a valiant effort by Lorpy to keep going with the damage. And he will take the 25 points for Tier 2.
He will. Fair play to the man.
So provisionally, it's 25 points for Ben, 25 points for Lorpy, and 25 points for Mohammed.
Yeah, indeed. Very good racing by everyone today.
Especially in the challenging conditions in that last stint.
Absolutely. As there's Benny taking the top step. Very, very well earned today.
In the middle of a German sandwich.
Yes, indeed.
A German sandwich with a British filling.
Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. Right, so here is your provisional finishing position. Benny, Jules, and Saviour make a podium, followed by Ant, Kid, LRL, and G-Star. Loppy and Single Track are your 1-2 for Tier 2. Mahmoudev was a Tier 1. Mohammed taking P1 for the Challenger tier. And you've got Iravoice, Rassam, Scottish Ninja, Mark, and Sociopath were our DNFs. So who was your driver of the day?
I'm looking at Ben mainly because of carrying that 3 seconds, but another shout should be at least Ant and Saviour as well, because they were 14th and 16th respectively.
Yeah.
And they were constantly in that shout for the win as well. And Jules, well, any of those top 4, but I think due to having the penalty and the stint he pulled in those wet conditions on those intermediates to win by 5/10 in the end, even though he had the 3-second penalty, I'm going to give mine to Ben.
Yeah, I think I'd have to agree with you. That was a mighty drive from Ben the whole way through. So thank you all for joining us tonight on what was a very long race around Las Vegas. We will be back on Monday at 7 o'clock, where Mr. Edens and the rest of the Tier 2 boys will have their turn around Las Vegas. And thank you for joining me tonight, Carl.
No worries. And then you'll be going with the Tier 2 boys at 8:45 on Monday.
Yes, my turn. Great. Can't wait. So thank you all for joining us. We will see you on Monday. Have a lovely night.